What's up, guys? My name is Ted DarkClaw, and with me, as always, is my co-host, my co-founder, my business partner, a man who's about to have a birthday here in a couple of days. The Black Knight.
People don't need to know that, dude.
Oh, we'll wait till you read the banner. Aaron, how the hell are you doing, my man?
Fuck you, I just read that. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking, Mr. Darkclaw. And yes, it is true. It is true. My birthday is coming up.
Coming up real soon. If the chat wants to get involved in saying happy birthday with me,
please don't. I will take. I'll pass.
I don't know if that's how chats work. Super excited for this show tonight, man.
Yes, we got a good one. Had to move some things around, of course, with some scheduling conflicts of our other guests. So it was good to see that our guest for today was willing to move up his time to be with us today.
Yeah, which is good anyway, because our guest tonight is kind of like an OG. Well, Axion Figs named us, or the chat people, helladopers.
Yes.
Our guest tonight is possibly the most OG helladoper you could have. He was in here when nobody was. I think we did a live stream and nobody was there. And then this random fella just kind of strolled in at the end of our stream and just started talking to us. And and
has been with us ever since.
So should I just get to it, Aaron?
I think we should just get to it.
Bring him in. So I would like to introduce you guys to our special guest tonight. He is a YouTuber. He is a toy collector. He is a lore aficionado and an OG helladoper. I would like to welcome our good friend, Mr. Jim Largo.
Hey,
Jim
Largo.
There he is. How the hell you doing, man?
Guys, I was just in the green room. There's no cookies.
Well, that was part of the pre show. You were late. You were supposed to be here at 8:30.
Oh,
the cookies were at 8:30.
Aaron ate all the cookies.
It's the daylight
I'm
savings
lonely
thing.
and there's no one in the green room, I eat all the cookies.
Aaron shows up early and he's like, well, no one's here. just eats it all.
Yes.
Jim, how are you doing tonight, man?
I'm getting there. It's been a long week, but we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's not an oncoming train.
Well, that is always good. Did you? I know you guys streamed last night because I was in there briefly before I had to go to sleep because of the stupid daylight savings. Did you guys stream Friday night?
No, we skipped this Friday. Normally we do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but Bill's been working some extra hours. I'm working on some new projects, so we decided to take Friday off. We just kind of did a casual night for Saturday, and then today for Sunday we did a little toy unboxing, and it's pretty mellow.
That's awesome, because I say it every week, man. The Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures goes hard all weekend, and sometimes in the middle of the week too. They're just like, you know what? We didn't go hard enough this weekend. Let's throw a Tuesday in here. All right. Well, I think we all know why the chat came here, besides to see the beautiful Jim Largo. But they all came. They came for the cookies. So I have to ask, Mr. Black Knight, what you cooking on?
What am I cooking on?
What you sipping on, my friend?
Well, we can't have a stream where obviously we are not repping the amazing Hello Dope mug,
Nice.
where this week's content is no other than the same content that it always is. That delicious spiked strawberry still reserve. But I also brought a backup deliciousness, from all the way down in Mexico, a little Corona.
Oh, nice. See, look at Aaron preparing for his guests and shit.
Exactly.
nice.
My
exactly.
man, I did not think that far ahead.
It was either that or the Jose, and I'm saving that for us, next week.
I have some Jose in the freezer if we all want to do some shots. I don't know. I'll take a dip right quick, but
yeah. So there's a dying question that I have. I meant to ask you when I called you earlier, and it completely slipped my mind.
as always.
But I need to know, what are you sipping on?
Glad you asked. I am sipping on the cringiest drink on YouTube. A classic hot toddy. Oh, so good. And I say cringiest because some no-name podcast, flashed up our mug yesterday and was like, that guy just calls it a hot toddy. Love Mr. Laserpants. Don't cancel us. And then on backup, we have the Miller Lite, which I've already
the classic. Yes.
Yeah. I'm a man of routine. I do
Exactly. See, you can't break the routine. I keep the Still Reserve ready. Bring a different backup this week.
Yeah.
But Mr. Largo, we're dying. The chat's dying. You teased us earlier on the show this morning that you had something special.
Oh, Jim Largo's got something special.
So it's that time, Mr. Largo. We must know. What are you sipping on?
Well, for my typical tasty beverage in my Black Rifle coffee mug, which also makes a nice cooler, we're doing a little painkiller tonight. That is our typical, the Largo blend is 1 part Malibu rum, 1 part pineapple juice, 2 parts orange juice. You can mix it depending on your citric taste.
Okay.
So, but what I brought for you guys was something I don't think you guys have available in your neck of the woods. This is a gallo. And gallo is Spanish for rooster. And so this is, of course, Eduardo's favorite drink. So this is the Guatemalan beer of choice with the cock on the label. So there you go.
I mean, if there's not a cock on the label, is it even a real beer?
Yeah, why even put it in your mouth?
Right,
one would question. So cheers, gentlemen.
Cheers, sir. That's awesome, man. You came with a specialty drink. Things that we can't even get, Aaron. Largo came flexing. All right. Well, this chat was popping off before this show even started, which is really weird for us.
It is.
So, Jim, you brought a crowd with you tonight, and we appreciate that, sir. And I know Aaron is already marking things away. So why wait, Aaron? What's the chat got going on?
Let's let it roll. We got our first welcome from Realm of Toys. Realm of Toys, thank you once again for stopping in. He says, hello, everyone. Excited for this show. Hope you all had a great weekend. Not bad, man. One more day of work and freedom for a week. So
for his birthday. Shut up. And also, shout out to Realm of Toys. Check out last week's episode where Frank gave us some incredible tips on some toy photography.
Exactly. I got my stuff on order from Amazon right now. Nice. Also, we got Renato Rivera saying,
Renato,
how you doing, man? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Also, wishing yours truly a happy birthday. Thank you. I appreciate it. We got Bill from Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures.
Bill.
Not Bill Nye the Science Guy, though.
No, Bill, I love Bill.
Yeah, Bill's a great guy. Happy birthday. Thank you.
Bill's into weird science.
Weird stuff. Well, I mean, that was a good show. Appreciate you, Bill, for stopping in. I know it's a little late normally for you, but we appreciate you stopping in no matter what. Axion Figs is in the house tonight. Big howdy, everyone. How's it going? Wilhelm, how you doing, Wilhelm? Good to see you.
Wilhelm's here. Oh, man.
Yes. Hello, toy friends. Yes. Axion Figs, once again, wishing yours truly the happiest of birthdays. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Side note, Wilhelm is divulging in all of TGIS right now because I saw him in Articulated Chad stream. So he is TGISing it up. We appreciate that, sir.
Yeah, and don't forget to stay tuned for after when this show goes off. The Sunny channel will go live officially because last week he wasn't live, but he will be live this Sunday, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. So get ready for that one. Also, we've got Rumble Toys once again. I tip my hat to Mr. Largo. Got to check out a lot of Valorverse videos and learned a whole lot. And I'm sure there's more to come.
Yes, gracias.
We are going to get into a deep dive on that here soon.
Good, I need to get caught up because I'm a little bit behind.
It's so much.
Bill, baby, I don't leave home without the reserve.
Bill, baby.
No. Hey, if it was illegal to have it in my car and drink it and drive at the same time, I would do that. But because it's illegal, it is right here in the Hella Dope mug, brought to you by our moderator, Simi Skies.
Nice.
But also, while I'm on that conversation of the mug and the thing, so we're working on something special. If you guys tuned in, I think it was last week, we do have an extra mug that was created by Miss Simi Skies herself. I think the goal right now is 200 subscribers on YouTube, and we will do a giveaway.
Sweet.
I think that's the plan.
That's pretty much tomorrow.
It could be tomorrow.
It could be tomorrow.
It could be right now.
Hey, Chloe, I really need you to finish that mug, okay?
Help us get to that 200 mark. Tell your friends, tell your family, tell all your toy aficionados that we are the place to be, and we'll get that mug on a giveaway. Cutthroat Comics, welcome. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. Don't forget the lime and the Corona. Never forget the lime and the Corona. It's not ready yet. No, we gotta handle the still reserve first.
There's steps to this.
Right. The Corona is like the dessert to the cake that is the still reserve. While
I'm asking Jim questions, Aaron's gonna be cutting up his lime over here.
Put the lime in the coconuts. Miss Simi Skies, no one told me about the hat, I guess because I ate all the cookies, so they decided not to tell me about the hat thing. It's only fair, I guess. All right, and I think that is where we are currently.
Awesome. So we have a special guest tonight, as you all know, the man Jim Largo, and you guys might know Jim Largo from other random toy live stream chats. You might have seen him around because he is a pillar of the toy community. Yes. And we're about to get to know a whole lot more about that. So, Mr. Largo, I have an echo, Aaron. Is that
it's probably
you again? It's always you. Anyway, Mr. Largo, we want to know your origin story. How do you go from normal guy coming out of the womb to awesome YouTube co-host, toy collector, guy with a really cool hat? What is the story from A to B?
Well, Ted, I'm glad you asked. I came to Guatemala on vacation and was searching through some of the ancient ruins when a strange light came from the sky. It was aliens, and they gave me this special hat and said that with this hat, I would be able to become a superhero. Unfortunately, I lost the instruction booklet, so I don't know how to use it. So it just sits here and collects dust. Sorry. That's pretty much it. So I'm just waiting for the aliens to come back and give me another instruction booklet.
You just can't go on Google and Google it.
I tried. It's apparently out of print.
Interesting. See, if you go back in time when they had Livewire and all those torrents, I bet you would have found it.
It's true.
See, that's a much more interesting story than this guest we had. His name was Laser Pants or something. He tried telling us he was Batman or some crap, and bunch of nonsense. That guy.
I thought his origin was trying to actually attach lasers to his pants, and there was a horrible accident.
I feel like there was a miscommunique either way. I think but in his mission to become Batman, he had accidentally attached lasers to his pants and was unable to successfully remove them. So then instead of becoming Batman, he is now stuck as Laser Pants.
And we love him for it.
Oh, absolutely.
We do love our Laser Pants.
I just want
So you are currently residing in Guatemala. When did you get there? Why did you get there? And are you ever going to leave?
Feet first, I will leave. Um, yeah, I went through a extremely nasty divorce a few years ago and decided clean slate, start over. And avid hiker, used to hike the Smoky Mountains a lot. And one of my buddies is like, "You should check out Belize." I'm like, Belize? Yeah, it's like they speak English, nice places to go. So I went to Belize. It was okay. Next door is Guatemala, much nicer. They don't speak English, but the rum is cheap. So
I do like rum.
I do too.
It's interesting. And I also think a lot of people might want to know, and this wasn't on the notes either, what zany sitcom world did you land in where, you go to Guatemala and you're like, oh, I'm going to buy this nice plot of land. And then you get paired up with Eduardo next door. You got this kooky next door neighbor.
I know, man. It's kind of like Family Guy with the chicken and Peter. Mine is Eduardo. It is a very strange and mixed kind of place here. It's not quite third world. I live in, kind of a rural area. So my neighbor on one side has a very modern house. My neighbor on the next side still has an outhouse and chickens, and it's pretty much old McDonald. And so his rooster doesn't know how to tell time. He literally will crow. I'm a night owl. I'm up at 3 in the morning doing stuff. He's crowing. I'm going to bed. He's crowing. Middle of the day, he's crowing. So when I'm trying to record, he's crowing. So after about 3 or 4 takes of just not being able to get the rooster off of the recording, I just made him part of the show. I said, I'm not going to fight this.
No, I mean, maybe he's just trying to get his time. He wants to become the next star.
He wants his time in the sun. You just never know when he's going to pop up.
That's day or night. Like, I'm just ready to go.
I know you've incorporated some Eduardo animation graphics into your streams. Oh, there it is. There it is. So have you considered...
it's become a running joke.
Have you considered graphics with you and Eduardo together? Like, instead of the Largo's Lair logo, something like Family Guy, where you and Eduardo are fighting, or your best pals, something like that. Just make it, bring him in on it. He doesn't have to take a cut.
I have been working on something of that ilk, but I was informed that cockfighting is still illegal.
Even in Guatemala?
Even in Guatemala.
Nonsense.
Shame.
All right. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for the chat, Aaron. I know you're starring up a lot of stuff there. We'll wait just a second because I need to get to something else here. You have the hat that you're wearing. I know you told us about this mythical alien hat you got over there, but that beautiful classic Jim Largo hat. Where did that come from? And how are you pulling it off so well?
It's genetics, really. No, seriously. This is what is called a Barma hat. They are made in Minnesota, I believe. Minnesota, handcrafted in Minnesota, and they are an American and Australian company. They make handmade, hand-stitched leather and suede hats, and they're just darn cool. This was a gift from my pop. Like I said, an avid hiker, and here the sun is shining pretty much every day, and you definitely need something like this. I am a old school redneck, so definitely learned that it's better to have a brim not only in the front but in the back to keep the neck from burning, and pick this up. This particular model is the fold-away cooler. As you can see, it's got vented airflow all the way around. And I've beat the tar out of it. It's been on a lot of trails and a lot of ruins and a lot of strange and interesting places. If this hat could talk, oh my. So it's extremely comfortable. I don't normally wear it indoors, but I just wanted something iconic for the show that would kind of stick and so I put it with the logo, and it shows up in a lot of the videos. So like Eduardo, it's just a thing.
Well, we appreciate gimmicks as wrestling fans. You have to have a gimmick, right? You have a hat. And now I'm worried, like now you can never get your own selfie series figure because it wouldn't have a hat. You would almost need it in like a G.I. Joe classified, what's his name? Ricardo?
Recondo.
Recondo. Why did it say Ricardo? Recondo. So you need a Recondo figure or Recondo hat to go with your Jim Largo selfie series figure.
That might work.
All right, Aaron. Chat's brewing. Let them run loose.
Let them run loose. All right. This Simi Skies saying if you take her on Wednesday, she can get it done.
There you go.
In regards to the mug. Yeah.
Noted. Well, I she knows my Wednesday schedule.
You got to keep her happy, or else she'll be mean mugging.
And that's clipped, Jim Largo. There you go. You're on our end of the year show already.
Yes, sir. Actually, on Figs, loving the Action Force deep dives on Largo's Lair. Yep, loving it. So
Thank you.
I think I'm an episode behind. I think might catch that up later. Also, anybody who hasn't watched it, definitely go check that out. Great in-depth like review, story, backlogging of the whole Action Force lore. Anywho, moving forward, Newscastle, still reserve isn't bad because it's strong, but if it gives you almost people, hey, God, I mean, you're not wrong.
And it ain't Ripple. Come on, man.
Exactly. But hey, for $1.89 for 25 ounces at 8%, I'm not complaining.
There you go.
If you got to deal with the homeless breath, then so be it.
Side note, I don't recall ever seeing the name Newcastle on here before, so welcome to the channel.
Yes.
If you like what you're seeing, subscribe. Hang out with us on Sundays.
Also, make sure you guys are hitting that like button down there,
Yeah, we're supposed to tell people to do that or something.
Yeah, shake up the YouTube algorithm, just let them know that we exist.
Yeah. Help some brothers out.
Exactly. But welcome again, Newcastle. Thank you for stopping in. Bill from Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures. Largo is also the co-host of said show. So make sure you guys are checking that out. So they put in the hard work. They do more than we do. So,
Don't worry, Bill. We're plugging. We're getting there. We'll plug away. You might, I don't know if you'll still be here because it'll be late, but plugging for you, sir.
Absolutely. Art G in the house. What's going on, Art G? Saying what's up, guys. Thank you, Art G, for always the support. Bill, once again, lasers go on sharks. Everyone knows that. Or do we?
We need the freaking laser sharks.
Need some lasers in the freaking sharks' heads. The Briscoe. Welcome, Briscoe.
Briscoe, bro.
And not only do we have Chooch.
And Chooch. We got Briscoe and Chooch. Got the Rocco squad up in here. Goose Gang.
Goose Gang represent.
Goose Gang.
All right. Carry on, my friend.
Cool. Excellent. So we're all toy collectors. Aaron and I sell toys. The people in this chat collect toys. You have a bunch of toys behind you. I am curious. The chat is curious. We want to know, what were you collecting as a child? As in, what was your favorite line? What were you into? And now that you're a grown-ass man, what you collecting now?
Well, I'm what we call vintage. So I started with Fisher-Price Adventure People. I started with the 12-inch G.I. Joes with the fuzzy head and the Kung Fu grip. That was probably my go-tos as a kid. Definitely digging those. The G.I. Joes were kind of really cool back in the day because Joe was just Joe. So he could be anybody. He could be you, and, having the fuzzy head thing, very tactile. Kung Fu grip was cool. You could change out the outfits. He had Bullet Man. Bullet Man was like superhero and G.I. Joe. So you got the best of both worlds. And those were really, really cool when I was a youngster. A little later on, the Real American Hero stuff came, and it was a whole different ballgame. But I was a little older then. I was not quite into the toys as much. I was more into the superpowers because I was a big comic book geek. So, but yeah, that was kind of where I lived, was the GI Joe stuff, $6 Million Man, Mego, the Mego superheroes. Back when you could have Marvel and DC hanging out together, same scale, all cool. Can't do that anymore. Back in the day, it was all under Mego. It was all one happy house. But today, I'm goo for the Action Force, but I've got kind of an eclectic taste. I do a little bit of everything. I've got some horror, I've got some fantasy, I've got some Marvel, I got some DC, pretty much just whatever strikes my fancy. So I like the weird, I like the fantastic. I also like stuff that's really well made, or at least iconic. Sometimes I go for the nostalgia, something that hits me in the feels. So it's kind of hard to categorize and put everything on the shelf in where it would fit. It's just a matter of what's cool, or what I think's cool for the moment. Might change tomorrow.
I also heard you might have a very cool Boglin somewhere.
I do. He may show up later. He's in the Boglin mobile, hanging out on the shelf.
Love the Boglin mobile. One of the coolest ideas I've ever seen, and that is why I tried to incorporate Crazy Clown into this week's thumbnail.
Nice. I like that.
Like throw him in the Boglin's mobile. That's what it is now. Forget the Bratz car.
It's not a Bratz car anymore.
No, it's not a Bratz car anymore. And I had such a hard time with that, because I was like, Jim made this look like it just sits in there so nicely, and he was just a hot mess all over the place. And I'm like, why isn't he fitting right?
Well, I did the cheat a little. I have a trick. I will share this with you. Again, this is a Guatemala thing. We have a ice cream shop here called Sarita, and they were selling superhero cups where you get your ice cream and it has little feet on it. Well, I took the Green Lantern feet, because they're green, and I put them underneath the Boglin. Now he's got feet, and he can sit in the Boglin mobile. Keeps him stable.
Genius.
So I
Well, I feel a little bit better now, because I was like, I don't think this works like Jim says it does.
I'm pretty sure you just blew Ted's mind, right? That split moment of time where he went silent, his mind just goes.
I like learning new things. This is why we have guests. I don't bring on guests for the chat. I bring on guests to suck their superpowers away from them.
Well, my spirit animal is a groundhog, because I was born on Groundhog Day, and so I watch Bill Murray every year. I also have a groundhog puppet that. So in order to get him to sit on the shelf, he's stuffed with newspaper. So you could try the newspaper thing. That might work with the Boglin too.
I did not think of that. I do have a lot of junk mail that I have not collected. The mailman's very mad at me.
Or some bills, whichever one comes first.
It's 2023, man. They just take it from my bank account at this point. Okay, so you mentioned you had a variety of toys now as an adult. Is there anything that you consider like your primary go-to line? Like, if I'm buying anything, I'm buying this, and everything else is nice, but I could live without it, but I'm always buying this.
My Little Pony. No, I'm kidding.
No,
if they did a mosh pit pony, My Little Mosh Pit Pony, I'd be all over that. No, Action Force is pretty much my go-to these days. I'm pretty much, that is my all-in line. Everything else I kind of dabble. I go for main characters. I like Pulp Fiction heroes. So when NECA started doing Flash Gordon, Phantom, Ming, I checked those out. They're not bad. Earlier NECAs, a little brittle. Paint apps, not great. Sculpt's always good. But some of the newer stuff, plastic's better. I'm happy. A little bit of kaiju. My buddy Grindhead Jim kind of got me into kaijudeism, the love of the kaiju. And so we've got a Godzilla and a few other odds and ends. But like I said, it just, little bits here and there. The go-to is definitely Action Force these days.
It's hot right now. It's hot.
It's a lot of people.
Bobby's doing all the right things, and he's got all.
Yeah.
I know you were in the stream and he from Valifair and saw all the good releases. I feel like that's not even the tip of the iceberg. I feel like he's holding on to something.
He's got something in that back pocket for ValaCon, also known as Joe Fest. So,
Yes.
yeah, we're going to see something cool coming up.
Aaron, you want to pop in the chat again?
Yeah.
Or change lanes?
Got it. Jim, this is for you. Axion Figs is wondering when does Eduardo get a hat?
When he beats me at arm wrestling, he will get a hat.
That almost got a spit take. If you would have, there was a few second delay there. Ed would have got me. All right.
I'm gonna before this year ends, it will happen. Just so you know.
We were close.
The spit take or the hat for Eduardo. One or the other.
Oh,
maybe both.
Both. Eduardo does need a hat. He needs a tiny little hat.
Yeah,
that's right.
Rumble Toys once again. Good question. He says, if the three of us had to choose a favorite Valiverse figure to date, who would it be? Mr. DarkClaw.
I think we all know the. I'm torn because we got we have all of Series 2, and I'm a sucker for the Sergeant Slaughter, to be honest. I know everyone hates the sunglasses and they fall. Jim's already ready. I do have. I
just
do
happen to be hanging out there.
I do have one of those as well. But no, because I haven't opened it. I haven't got to play with the regular one or anything. I don't know. I grew up in the 80s. I was a wrestling fan. That Sergeant Slaughter means a lot to me, and I enjoy it a lot. Aaron, what about you?
Honestly, it's actually a figure I don't even have, and I want. I really I love that Swarm figure, man. It just looks great. I hate bees though, but it works. If I had to pick something from Series 2, because obviously that's what I've been exposed to the most, Scarabs would be my pick.
Oh, Scarab's so good.
Yes,
it's number 2.
I was kind of sad when we couldn't get it, but Bobby's like, "Hey, I've got something I can sell." I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and order those. So I need that to complete the set.
I appreciate the hookup on that as well. So.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anytime.
Thank you.
That's what I'm here for.
All right, Mr. Largo, you already showed yours, but do you want to go into more detail about that one?
Actually, I just picked up the Bloody Pandora, so I had her on my toy cam. If I had to really say absolute top tip favorite, probably be Karak, honestly.
Okay.
He's got the swagger. He's got the style. He's got the backstory. He's got the cool helmet.
Honorable mention would have been Bone Collector.
Yeah,
Bone Collector's right up there. He's in the top 5, definitely.
Yeah.
So we don't have any Series 1, so we haven't been able to bask in all the glory. We just have to drool over pictures. But yeah, Karak and Bone Collector are now that we know.
Special Deployment Series got you covered. They're coming back.
Yes, I know. Hopefully we should be a part of that lovely line. So keep an eye out for those when they go live.
There's a check that Aaron's been writing to Bobby, and we keep having to add an extra 0 onto it.
There we go. Here's 4 and 5.
He's like, guys, why don't you wait one more week and then decide? And then he drops something, and we're just like, this motherfucker.
It's good
fucking
stuff,
Bobby.
It's gonna move, so you don't have to
gonna
worry
move.
about overstock.
Action Force and 4 Horsemen stuff, that's the stuff that moves.
Yeah, 4 Horsemen. I mean, they're coming out with some great stuff. They're basically saying they're gonna do 4 waves a year.
Wow!
So
they're giving you guys some love. You got some special ones coming out for retailers that are premiums right now.
Absolutely, yeah. The new redesign, or it's not even redesigned. It's repainted Headless Horseman. So for those who missed it, you now get an opportunity to catch it again. That purple pops.
Nice.
I love it. And then that glow in the head, the glow in the dark pumpkin head will be a great one. I think the next hot one's definitely going to be Blue Hagnon, in my opinion. But a lot of people think it's going to be the new addition to the Mythic Legions line, which is Elijah, the Elite Elf Guard or Elite 11 Guard, and then
gold
of course
armor.
Yes. And that figure was inspired by a retail partner. So that was actually their design, and they loved it so much they created it.
Yeah.
And
Mythic
of course,
Legions, like Valivers, they're so easy to customize and make cool stuff. So, yeah, it makes them very popular.
absolutely. As I said, and they just there's been slowly leaking the next wave of Cosmic Legions. So if you
Nice.
haven't seen those pictures, they are coming. Who else we got? Let's
Got
see.
a lot.
Yeah, we got a lot, man. The chat is hot tonight. Cutthroat Comics, thank you once again. Love Largo Lair. Enjoying the Action Force Mission Files comic reviews.
Thank you. We're
Yes.
enjoying doing it.
Axion Figs once again. Jim's Kids Toys, man after my own heart, Bullet Man and Mike Power.
That's right. The Atomic Man.
We got Chooch once again. As an RC enthusiast, consider me intrigued. Boglin Mobile.
Indeed. It could
yes.
be an RC with a little bit of jiggery pokery.
Yes. I don't know.
We're using the Bratz model right now, which does have a working AM FM radio.
Oh, so he could be riding dirty then.
Indeed.
Yeah.
There is an RC Bratz car out there, which I think could be Boglin's compatible. We'll have to do a deep dive into that.
I don't know which video you showed it on when you actually debuted it. But if you know which one it is, feel free to let the chat know, because I'm sure a lot of people are intrigued on how this came to be.
I think that was the review for King Vlob, which is my go-to goblin, Boglin, hanging out in the Boglin mobile. Say that 5 times fast.
So yeah, go ahead and check out that video if you haven't seen it already. It is on the Largo Lair YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Axion Fig.
Sorry,
this is for you, Mr. DarkClaw. Jim needs you a pair of legs now.
Yeah,
send you a pair of legs now.
Yeah, I'm freaking jealous.
Might have some extras. I'll see what I can do.
Go to the ice cream store in Guatemala, and I need some Boglin legs.
I mean, if you could send the ice cream too, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I don't know if it'd make the trip, but we could try.
We'll try.
Everything's worth a shot. Axion Figs once again. Who knew that that Largo was a brony?
That's right.
For those who don't know what a brony is, that's when the guys like the My Little Ponies.
And then they dress as them and they role play as them. Oof. And then they go to hotels together, and then that's just the whole thing. I'm not hating. I'm not. It's not hating.
You know an awful lot about this, Ted.
Look, I was raised by sci-fi loving hippies, and I was raised in science fiction conventions where grown men dressed as Klingons and ran prisons, and for $5 they would go bounty hunt people for you.
Yes,
and then trap them in said prison. So bronies aren't too far off my radar. I spent a lot of time with grown men that truly believed they were wizards. So
yes, it is
fair enough.
I'm an open-minded guy. It's fine, but
it's all good.
I'm not going to BronyCon 2023 this year. Not making that mistake again.
Not this year, but stay tuned for 2024.
2024 is looking fire, though.
We got, I believe, Jason from 3 Geeks Podcast. Good evening and welcome to the chat, sir. Hope your stream this morning went well. I did not catch it, but I hope that we can get together and get that show going for that little cross play there.
3 Geeks did some great interviews.
Oh, yeah. Bill, once again, my favorite Action Force is Largo's hat tuna.
Oh, yes, the hot tuna. let me pull him off the shelf because there's a story there. I'll be right back.
If you weren't on this morning stream, you'll have to watch it.
He was named by some buddies who I think just had nothing better to do one night. I'll get my earpiece back in here so I can hear you guys. There we go. This is hot tuna.
No, hold on. Let me bring him full screen here. And not boot you out. This is the hardest part.
So I'll see if I can put him on the toy cam so he's not so blurry. But yeah, I've been doing customs for a minute or two. And there he is. So I was kind of going for an Escape from New York vibe, and I had this Jason Momoa head from a Mezco, and it fit really nice on this body. And I was talking with a couple buddies, and they're like, I need some code names. And they were like, you know what the absolute worst name for a band would be? Hot Tuna. Dude, he's kind of like Aquaman, but not. Hot Tuna. That's his code name. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. So Hot Tuna it is.
And that's how it was born.
That's how it was born.
I mean, I can definitely see kind of where you were going with that Escape from New York look. I mean, Jason Momoa just has that. He could pretty much be anybody you want him to be.
Oh, yeah. I looked at some resin snake plissken heads that guys have made, but just couldn't quite find one that would fit really well. And this the Momoa head it works. So I'm digging it. Customs, it's kind of one of those things where sometimes the head comes first, sometimes you get the idea, and this is one of those where it's just like he just works.
Where did that jacket come from?
Now the jacket came from a Marvel Legends Punisher. Can't remember which particular Punisher. They've had a few out, but yeah. And the big knife is a Mezco, and then the rest of it's pretty much all Valaverse except for the head. So,
I mean, Bobby do be hooking up them weapons, man.
Oh yeah, definitely. So
that is
very easy to customize, as you can see.
And then last message I got before we pop back in.
The reason
Articulated Chad is in the house. Welcome, Articulated Chad. I hope the stream went well. Thank you for stopping in. Articulated Chad is part of the Sunday block. He starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you have not checked out Articulated Chad, he's big into the G.I. Joe, at least the one that I've caught, talking G.I. Joe. I think that's your thing.
Yeah.
But if you like G.I. Joe, want to get more into that,
Neon at night tonight, going through some groovy 90s Joes, some interesting color choices in that palette, but exactly. Cool Joes like us.
See, it sounds like Largo's enjoying TGIS as well.
Exactly. It gives the people something to do on a Sunday.
It does. Yeah. Well, I guess that leads me to my next question. Are we good on the chat, or we need...
I don't know why it keeps clicking on random things when I come out of it, but yeah. Bjorn
Jorgensen.
Yes.
I believe that's how you pronounce it. I've watched enough Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures to know that's Bjorn Jorgensen.
Exactly.
Yes.
And welcome. We appreciate you joining us.
Bjorn is our magic bandhammer guy. He keeps the chat in check, and Shambolic is kind of like his catchphrase. We don't know what it means, but he says it a lot.
Well, you got to have a thing, right? We love gimmicks. All right, so getting back to the questions here, I think most people know you from being a random guy in the toy live stream chat. You get around. I was actually watching, it was a couple weeks ago, a replay of something from a year and a half ago. I don't even remember what it was. And, here pops Jim Largo, they throw your thing up like, oh, Jim Largo's up in here. And I was just like, man gets around. So I'm curious, as a person who watches a lot of live streams myself, it is incredibly challenging. It's very time consuming. And you really have to know what you want. Do you just kind of float around, or is there certain channels that you're 100% committed to, dabble in this and that? What's the deal with the toy streams?
I'm a dabbler, but I do Patreon a few guys, so I definitely try to catch everything that comes out from Analog Toys, Retro Blasting, and Grindhead Jim. Beyond that, I just try to keep up, but especially when you start doing shows, your amount of time to watch content diminishes. So I don't catch as much as I used to, but I try to make the rounds. Toy Connections is a great one, and of course he's got kind of a circle of friends. You've got Zazel with Sergeant Slaughterhouse, another one fun to say 5 times fast. There's Articulated Chad and a lot of other guys that are really into classic Joes, as well as some of the new stuff coming out. A lot of Motu guys out there. I kind of dip into that every now and then. So it pretty much just I try to keep up with whatever's in the feed, and I hit things when I can. I catch a lot of replays. Don't always catch them live, but try to be the social butterfly when I can.
That's usually me. Usually Saturday nights, I get home at like 12:45 in the morning, and the next 3 hours I'm wide awake for whatever reason. So that's when I hop in. I catch like the 3 POA. I catch usually I missed last night's show by like 15 minutes. Yeah, I just went off and I clicked in it. So I went back and watched that. Next thing I know, it's like 4 a.m. because of the time jump. I'm like, it's time to go to bed,
Right.
I suppose.
Showed some good leaks. They were loose, but they were complete.
They were, yes.
So in your YouTube toy adventures, somehow you wound up as the co-host for Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures with our good friend Bill here. How did that come along?
I lost a bet.
That explains so much.
No, we're both what we call Grind Fam. We're Grindhead Jim alumni. We've been watching Grindhead for a long time, keeping up with his toy grinds that he does on Mondays, and other things here and there. And we just kind of hit it off, and we both have a love for some of the weird and the fantastic, and that's literally what he named his show. And he was looking for somebody to kind of play things off of, to be his Ed McMahon, and I was like, yes, sir, I can do that. So just started hanging out over there, and just kind of went from one thing to another, and then we're doing like 6 hours every weekend. Yeah.
I actually think you two are a very good pairing, especially because sometimes some of those shows get wild because you guys bring in a lot of guests, and sometimes when I say a lot, it's like 3, 4, 5 people, and sometimes Bill cuts out and you got to kind of take the wheel.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a lot of intensity going on, and I think it's one, you handle yourself very well in a lot of randomly wild situations from time to time. That's just going live on the internet, and I don't know, you and Bill also seem to have this kind of brotherhood to you as well. Like, I guessed that you guys were like, friends, like you knew each other from the States somewhere, and you were old bros, and then you moved to Guatemala, and he was super sad about it, but he's like, you know what, we're gonna do this toy show together, and you're like, heck yeah, brother.
He
But you're
is
very
my brother
patient.
from another mother. But yeah, we're both similar age. We grew up with some of the same kind of stuff, same kind of pop culture kind of things. Both of us are from south of the Mason-Dixon, so we understand that culture. And so we just kind of click on a few things. So it just makes it easy to work. But yeah, the internet thing's a challenge. My internet here is ran by 2 hamsters and a lot of tequila. His is, run on, whatever they use in Mississippi for fuel. I'm assuming it's probably Steel Reserve, but could be Pabst. I don't know. So it can be a challenge sometimes. One of us or the other will have goofy internet, and we try to cover for each other, but hijinks will ensue.
I'm a big fan. I hop in there whenever I can, but even I cannot keep up with your guys' schedule. Can you elaborate a little bit on, because you guys go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I've seen you dabble in the weekdays occasionally, but are there themes to each day?
Theoretically, Fridays are open mic where we try to focus on the chat. Saturday is where we do more of the late night fare, kind of more of the stupid human tricks, a la David Letterman. We look for the weird and esoteric stuff, surfing around on the webs, fun instructional videos and strange things that have been forgotten, hopefully. And we've started doing some spotlights where we're going through Pulp Fiction heroes and other things of interest, just to kind of spice things up. Sundays is all about the toys, mostly Motu, because that's where Bill lives. Occasionally, I slide some Action Force in there, but mostly it's either going to be Motu or something in around that circle.
That's awesome. I I think it's intense because you guys go pretty late Saturday, at least here in Ohio boy time. And then boom, you're right back on it Sunday. I feel like you guys do your show. And then, he's calling you up like, Largo, it's time to get back on the stream, man. Like, we were just there. We were
just signed off.
just got to get back on.
It does feel that way. But we're both night owls by nature. So we do the late show, and then we catch a few Z's, then hit a few espressos, and then we do a Sunday afternoon. But it's, it's casual. So it's not like we have to be totally on top of our game on Sunday. It's just we're conscious, we're in the chair, and nothing's on fire. We're good.
Wait, hold on. You have to be conscious to do this show?
Well,
holy crap.
stream of consciousness. We'll just put it that way.
Now, I appreciate when you guys go live, especially all weekend, because it gives me options. Normally, I'm a Friday night guy, but if anybody has not seen Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures and their live streams, and I know Bill does some just regular content on that channel as well, I believe our moderator, if she is still paying attention, has been posting links, and we'll have a link to that somewhere in the chat when she starts paying attention again. But we will get that. I believe there's a link in the description as well. So strongly recommend checking out that channel. And man, chat is, Jim, you brought the fire tonight, dude. There's so much going on in this chat. I don't think we've ever had to take so many chat breaks.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with all this.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go with it, Aaron.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and start out with the Briscoe. Once again, thank you, Briscoe, for stopping in. His question is, have you guys seen the Hiya Toys G.I. Joe figures, and what are your thoughts? Mr. Largo, I will lead with you.
Okay, excellent question. I have. The new Cobra Commander that they just showed looks excellent.
Yes.
I'm not a 118 guy, but if I was, I'd be definitely picking those up. I have picked up a couple of Hiya toys in the past. Quality's good. Articulation is excellent. Sculpts are not bad. So I think they're gonna knock it out of the park.
I also seen the Cobra Commander. I mean, I have a soft spot for Cobra Commander, just because everyone's got to have a love for the bad guy at some point. Like I said, I'm kind of like you. I 118th. I have. It doesn't fit what I collect. I mean, if it's something that I like, I'll get it. And I say I might look into grabbing it to add to my collection, but I'm not going to highly search for it. But I'm curious to see what else they're going to be doing for this year. I mean, they had some teases on their social media page for some things that are coming later in the year. So I'm very interested. But all in all, I like it. We'll just kind of see where it goes.
I picked up a couple of their Predators, their Aliens, when they did those lines. They did a really good job on those. Details are really sweet.
I just think with NECA, what NECA's doing with the Predator line, Alien line, it's very hard to compete in that sense that they kind of, in my opinion, they've kind of locked that down.
There's a lot of people who love the 118 scale, and that's where Hiya lives.
But I mean, how do you compete? I mean, I wouldn't put it past NECA to come out with a 118 at some point. I mean, actually, I think they have, because they have the reaction line, which I believe is 110.
I thought that was Super 7 that did that, but I guess NECA's done a few in that flavor too. Yeah, those are kind of like 5 POA. Really, those you're buying more for the card art because the figure's pretty basic. But it's hitting the nostalgia feels. I've had some NECA Predators and Aliens. The plastic was not great. They were fragile. I will say that newer NECA products do seem to be better. Their QC is improving.
Yeah, I think they've changed their where they're making a lot of their stuff from. I know last night they were talking with Big Nerdy saying China has bought land in Africa to expand their warehouses there. So I'm imagining at some point they're coming up with new creative resources to make a stronger mold, because I'm sure they've heard through their U.S. partners that some things have kind of broken down in the seams.
Indeed, NECA has a, let's just say, checkered past when it comes to quality control.
I got a gremlin over here that's like, I mean, I took it to the hair dryer and I put it in the dryer even, and it's
Oh,
still,
wow.
a little stiff, but not bad.
Yeah, that's one thing I always give credit to Laser Pants. He definitely hooked me up on the love gun. I mean the heat gun. It's definitely a good thing to have at the desk.
Where's that gun actually at there, Mr. Largo?
It stays in its holster.
Ooh. All right, Backwoods, how you doing? Welcome. Thank you for stopping in. He says, "What's up, hella dopers? What's up to you, my friend?" A new name in the chat that I haven't seen before. We've got another Ted Noach. I believe that is how you say his name. He says, "Hey everyone, hey to you."
Ted's another of the grind fam. Hangs out with the Weird Fantastic when he can. So good to see you, Ted.
Definitely good to see you. Thank you for stopping in. Axion Figs, I think this is going back to when we were looking at hot tuna. He said that's a hot looking fig. Yes, I 100% agree. Be careful. Hasbro may be looking at this. They're like, we're going to steal that idea.
That's right. Could be another duplicate. Oh wait, that was Mattel. Never mind.
Yeah, pretty much. The Briscoe also is liking hot tuna. A lot of love for hot tuna in the chat from what I saw. I didn't start all of them, but he was definitely getting some good love from there.
He puts the C in seafood lover.
I do love seafood. Articulated Chad, Largo has been a staple forever. He's total value added. Yes, I 100% agree. Wilhelm, once again, Largo doesn't plan to be anywhere. He magically appears where he is needed. I can believe that.
I am summoned.
Poof, the man is there. It's like the bat signal, but doesn't have to be turned on. Axion Figs, once again. Jim, do you watch any of the guys from Axis of Awesome YouTubers? It's all adventure. I believe that's G.I. Joe stuff.
Nice. I will check that out. Axis of Awesome. I love the name, and I love adventure stuff. So I will check it out.
Unlike the guy that commented on our show last week, apparently helladopetoys is a horrible name.
What?
I believe you
it's
said
hella dope.
You said it was a fucking stupid name.
Yeah, I mean, wasn't his name like bullshit or something? I don't fucking know.
It was like Elroy or something.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know.
I ain't worried about it. I just throw that out there real quick.
Yeah, we were just throwing shade. It's fine.
Got to defend your honor. That's still reserved.
Articulated Chad, baby, come on,
baby.
Let me tell you my finest talk here. The Steel Reserve, baby, is where it's at. Okay, I tried to get my boy Cody. I tried to get my boy Gold Dust to drink the Steel Reserves. They just ain't getting it down, baby. You gotta get down.
I thought I was the voice actor. That was very impressive, Aaron.
I've been practicing, okay?
Very
impressive. Were you channeling a little Dusty Rhodes there?
Oh, yeah. I mean, me and Dusty, we go way back.
That was good. If we get a Dusty figure and we do some stop motion, bro, you're doing the voice acting for that one.
Absolutely.
I'll take a back seat.
We got a couple more, and we can get back into some questions as the live chat looks like it's still popping up over there. Wilhelm, once again, thank you, sir. It's delaying here. Sometimes there's a hot tuna cooking video. That's definitely fell into weird category of the show.
Yeah. Let's just say last night we had a instructional video from the 1950s on how to make a proper sandwich. There was tuna involved, and it was foul.
It was very interesting. I'll leave it at that.
Yes.
Nothing better than this morning's take of Right Said Fred, though.
Oh, well, you got to get your Right Said Fred in there.
Absolutely. And then Wilhelm, once again, Fantastic Fridays, Weird Saturdays, and Toy Adventures every Sunday. So that is where you can see Weird Fantastic all through the weekend and kind of what you can get into. Back to you, sir.
All right. Well, that was an intense chat break, man. We warned Jim in the green room after he was done, being mad about no cookies, that sometimes the questions go really quick and sometimes they take a little bit longer. And chat is really, the chat is the star, just like Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures tonight. The chat is the star.
Why'd you have to open up that wound, Ted? I'm still cookie free here.
Sorry. We will send you some cookies on your next
fine.
Don't know if they'll be any good by that point, but they might be full of seawater. I have no clue. All right. So, in regards to weird, fantastic toy adventures, before we move on to your adventures, do you have a favorite episode that you've been a part of?
Well, I would say probably the spotlight that we did on Doc Savage was probably one of my favorites. Really fun exploring the lore, digging into that, doing some research into a pulp hero I kind of knew about, but then when you start doing those deep dives, you're like, whoa, this guy is everywhere. He's influenced all these different characters, and Superman would not have his Fortress of Solitude if it wasn't for Doc Savage. Batman would not have his utility belt if it wasn't for Doc Savage. So you find out there's a lot of links to these heroes and vigilantes from the 30s that led into a lot of the pop culture we enjoy today. So yeah, Doc Savage.
That's awesome. And before we move on from weird, fantastic toy adventures, I just want to give like one last shout out because it is a small channel, but what you and Bill are doing there, like you're literally taking your platform and you've opened it up so many times for one, random people, but also other YouTubers, Instagram people, things like that. You're like, hey, there's a link. Anybody who wants to come in and have a say, let's go. And I think that is amazing that you open up your platform for so many people. Like you guys even had me on to briefly talk about Boglins, and I really appreciate that. So Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures is awesome. Will always have a special place in my heart, and I think what you guys are doing on there is really cool, especially as you continue to grow and evolve and expand, and you're learning from past events, and I think that's cool.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm really looking forward to where you are a year from now. So
Well, thanks. I mean, the whole thing is we enjoy the community, and it's not just toy collectors, but people who have a love for pop culture, people who just enjoy hanging out and talking about goofy stuff, be it sea monkeys, sleight of hand magic, who knows? It just kind of goes from some random places. And we do meet some interesting folks. We've got some guys who do some stop motion photography with their toys. We've got some guys who are doing voiceovers of some mini comics. And so it's as entertaining for us to understand what other people's hobbies and passions are and to be able to interview them as well.
yeah, so definitely check it out. And thank you, Bill, for creating the channel, bringing Largo on, creating this dynamic duo you guys have. I really think it's worth a good watch. And like I said, they're on all the time. Like it's fine. You don't have to stress about it. They're on. You miss it last night. It's okay. They're going to be on in about 6.5 hours.
Exactly.
Definitely on the weekend.
And he says, thank you so much. We appreciate you, Bill.
So now I guess we'll move a little bit further into the timeline here. Recently, I would say in the past few months, correct me if I'm wrong, that you started your own YouTube channel adventure. So what brought that on? What inspired you? And, why would you do such a crazy thing?
Copious amounts of liquor.
That's how we started the show.
That's right. No, I wanted a platform to work on some things that I didn't see. A good piece of advice I got from my buddy Grindhead. He said, do the channel, do the show you want to see. So even if nobody else shows up, if you're enjoying what you're doing, there's a pretty good chance there's somebody out there that'll like the same kind of stuff. So just do your thing, man. So I started in tail end of December. I experimented with a few things, and then kind of hit my rhythm and am developing a couple of shows that are kind of unique to the Largo verse, if you will.
I definitely think you have your own unique style. I think the production quality on your videos is really good. So I definitely think it's more of a quality over quantity thing right now. And I think that's just a good way to get your start. Like, hey, if nobody's watching, I might as well just do a little bit of dabbling. But honestly, a lot of people are actually watching. You're growing pretty quickly for
more than I realize sometimes.
Yeah,
a lot of people kind of lurk and they don't really chat much, but they're there. And then I hear from them a little bit later, and it's always a pleasant surprise.
So anybody who's not aware of your channel, what can they expect if they went and subscribed to you right now?
Well, the highlight of what we're doing right now is focusing on the lore of Action Force. We're looking into what Valaverse is building, and we're developing a show we call the AF3, which for fans of alliteration is a Forceful Fellowship, AF3. So we just needed a name, and that seemed good. Plus, AF3 was a name of an old Action Force vehicle, too. So it seemed appropriate. That was where we started. And I picked up my buddy Wilhelm from Wilhelm Toy and Hobby. He's also a big fan for the Action Force, and that just kind of worked. And we have kind of a similar energy in that. So we've been having fun with that. I'm currently working on a new project, which will premiere tomorrow, right after Grindhead Jim's Toy Grinds. And with time zones and stuff, I think it's about 6:15, so it'll be about 7:15 Eastern. That'll premiere. But if you go over to my channel, you'll see the premiere there is already posted. The new show is called Beasties and Baddies. And we're going to focus on the unloved, the villains, the bad guys, the monsters, the guys that if they didn't come out and raise a ruckus, the good guys would just stay at home watching cable. So.
Yeah, that's actually really good. Now, you did say earlier this morning that this will be pre-recorded, but you'll be live in the chat while it's premiering.
I will. And yeah, we've done kind of a hybrid thing with the AF3, and that was kind of a happy accident. We pre-recorded because my internet sometimes gets goofy. If we get a good thunderstorm or Eduardo starts chewing on cables, we never know. So we started recording stuff, and so the first time we did the AF3, we did it as a live premiere, and we were there, but we went ahead and showed the pre-recorded. And what we realized was by doing this hybrid thing where it is a live stream, but yet there's pre-recorded segments, we could be in the chat. So we're hanging out in the chat, we're answering questions as the pre-recorded is going. We can be in two places at once. It's like cloning. It's crazy. So that will continue with the AF3, but with Beast and Baddies, we're going to just do that as pre-recorded because the guests on the show are from all over the world. So different time zones, different flavors. When I can schedule a time to record, it's just good to go ahead and grab that, pre-record, and then we'll put that up.
I will say the first time I watched your pre-recorded live stream, I was super confused because you guys were just talking away, but then still throwing up stuff in the chat. And I'm like, man, these guys are really good at doing this. I'm terrible at this when we're live. And they're just throwing stuff off, and they're not even phased. They're not even taking a break or a breath or anything. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? And then you guys are chatting in there too. And I'm like, how is Jim just talking so clearly and just chatting away? Really threw me off the first time. Great magic trick. Bill would have loved that.
Absolutely.
Indeed. Yeah, like I said, happy accident, and it works. So we enjoy being in the chat and being active with guys when they're watching the show. And we also want to get the information out because, with the AF3, we're putting out a lot of the lore and trying to explain what we've been able to discern from where Vala is going with the story. So it's like, that's more, I wouldn't say monologuing, but if I was a villain, I'd be monologuing. But, it's putting the information out there. So that can be running while we're in the chat and hanging out with guys. So it's a lot of fun that way.
I'm going to ask one more question, and I'll let Aaron get to the chat because I feel like he's itching now. And we just had a chat break. So you mentioned that you're doing AF3 with Wilhelm. What inspired that show, and then what partnered you and Wilhelm to do that together? Because just like you and Bill are a great duo, you and Wilhelm are really awesome together on that show talking about Action Force lore.
Thanks. Yeah, we just vibe. We're both again Grind fam. We're Grindhead alumni. We met doing watching Grindhead Jim's channel, and we just kind of hit it off in the chat. We started talking off the chat and getting to know each other. Found out he had been to Joe Fest, which became Valacon, and had met Bobby Vala and the gang, and really got into Action Force. He's like, "You're into Action Force? I'm into Action Force. That's cool, man." And so we started talking about it. It's like, if we wanted to do something that not everybody's doing, I'm not real crazy about doing toy reviews. It's time consuming. It's hard to record. I'm not great at editing. I don't have the tech savvy, but what I can do is BS a lot. So it's like, how do we build something that's not being done? It's like a lot of people are reviewing the toys from Action Force, but nobody was talking about the lore, with the exception maybe of Michael French. To his credit, he has delved into some of the mission files and really talked up what Bobby's cooking when it comes to the comics and the stories and where he's going with that. But other than Michael French, there wasn't a lot out there. So Will and I put our heads together, and it's like, what if we did a show that was just about not so much the toys, we'll talk toys, but more about where is this storyline going and why do we care? And we do care because it's cool.
It's a lot of stuff, and I appreciate that because you've read the novel. Have you finished the novel?
I have not finished it because life keeps getting in the way, but it is on my agenda. And what I've read of it is very entertaining.
I'm not gonna lie, books are hard to read. Have you gone through the comics?
Yes, all the mission files that are available I have read, and that's where we get most of the lore for what we're doing right now. We're just focusing at the moment on the Series 1 toys and the lore that goes with them. Then we'll go into Series 2 and then keep going that way. That's the premise. And so most of that is right there on the file card or mission, a combat profile is what they call them. But, file cards.
Yeah.
What's not there is in the mission files. So those first was 8 issues.
Helpful to people like me because I don't necessarily have access to the comics, and even if I ordered them, I won't know when I would get to read them. You get these figures, and you're taking it from, oh yeah, cool army guy, to, oh, this dude's a badass. Oh, this faction's really cool. And I think as Bobby's building his universe, things like what your channel are providing you and Wilhelm doing these shows is incredibly important because I don't have time to read the novel. I can buy the novel. I'm very interested in it. It would probably take me a year. I don't know when I could bang out some comics. I know he's releasing a trade paperback, which is awesome. I don't know when I would get to that. So that is so helpful to, I think, a lot of people. So you're providing value on something people love. I think that's cool.
Yeah, and our thing was, I think the toys stand on their own merit. They're well constructed. They're cool. They're great for customizing. But then when you look at the lore of it and you see that there's a backstory and that he's building an entire world to go with this, that it's not just the comics, it's not just the novel. There's a major motion picture brewing. So this is going to be a phenomenon. It's coming. So he's got some good plans. He's got some stuff that is still in his back pocket he hasn't released yet. And it's exciting to watch it evolve. And some things have changed from what started with his first Kickstarter to his Series 1 to what are we now? We're at Series 3 coming into Series 4 will be coming up.
4 and 5 are like almost simultaneously.
Yeah, and the lore is evolving as quickly as he's putting out new product. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
All right, Aaron, what's going on, chat?
We got a chat from over on Twitter, or not Twitter, Twitch. Polar Knights. He says, "I love the perfect evolution of beard growth." Yes, you got. Yeah, it's. I just learned to live with it, honestly, at this point. I go back and look at like past pictures, like, man, it's so nice, so dark. Now, not so much.
We used to be beautiful.
Yes, then I got old and stressed. But thank you, Polar, from over on Twitch. Make sure you're over there liking, subscribing, following, all those fun things that we like to promote that we keep forgetting to do. Articulate Chad, and there was a couple others in there saying 1/18th is life.
When it comes to the real American hero, I cannot agree more. The best classic time for G.I. Joe, and I was a lover of the 12-inch guys. I was a Venture Team guy. The 118 Real American Hero. They had the vehicles, they had the file cards, they had the cool storyline, they had the best villains. He's right.
All right.
Mm.
Axion Figs. This is referring back to our little side poke at Homeboy that was commenting in our comments. Hello Dopers will go to battle for the honor of the helladopetoys. Yes, we will unite, and we will take down those who try to strife us.
If anybody wants to look at it, it is on our short for the NECA inventory. If anybody wants to go look at the comment, not that I'm sending a mob. Guy didn't respond or whatever, but if you want to go, just laugh at it.
That's right.
It's there.
The only troll we allow is the coffee troll.
That's funny. That's what Bjorn actually was just pointing out. He's like, "Hey, is that a troll over your shoulder?"
It is.
Is that like what? Can you pull that a little closer?
Yeah, that's a Mythic Legions. I don't know what their official designation for him is, but I call him Harry, my coffee troll. He guards my coffee cup when I'm not in the room. And he's got the club to prove it.
Oh, that's very nice.
So.
They're very, very ogre scale.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is huge.
They make good beefy figures. They're giants, they're trolls, great articulation for as big as they are, and the sculpts are just sweet. You know, it's 4 horsemen. You can't go wrong with that. Although his big mace doesn't want to quite fit on the shelf so well.
Yeah, no, I mean, that thing.
Occasionally he clubs me in the back of the head if I'm not watching.
Don't. All right. What else we got going on? I do stand corrected. Reaction is Super 7. Thank you, Axion, for correcting me on that once again. Bjorn, once again, he will be going to ValueCon in June. Only 89 more days. I hope you have fun there. One day we hope to go there. One day.
Yep, Bjorn is going on assignment with our buddy Will. So the AF3 will be at ValueCon, and Bjorn is going to be helping Will to get some footage and maybe get some interviews, and then we'll put that on the AF3 as a special down the road.
And awesome. Last but not least for this particular segment, my brother Adam, the Columbus Toy and Game Show. I guess we could take that moment to promote that. We will be at the Columbus Toy and Game Show this coming weekend, actually, Sunday. So I know some of you are not from Ohio, but if you're watching this later and you are from Ohio, anywhere in Ohio, we'll be there all day Sunday. We'll have lots of goodies. We'll be announcing some things later. Hopefully the timing lines up. So stay tuned to that for that announcement before we end the show.
Now, it is Columbus. Things do get rowdy. So is it just toys and games, or is it toy collectors and you guys are going to be in a game show? Because it could happen.
No, it could. You never know. It could be both. You know, all of a sudden Vanna White comes out. You know, the Wheel of Fortune board drops. You know, the ghost of Pat Sage or of what's his name?
The Love Connection guy
comes back.
Oh, Alex Trebek. There you go.
Yeah. So you never know. You know, we might go live. I don't know. We've been kind of tossing the idea of doing something. I know we will go live for PowerCon, live at PowerCon. Cool. So we'll do that. So a lot of good stuff coming.
Yeah, you'll be in good company. A lot of folks are going to PowerCon.
We are so excited.
We were confirmed that Bobby from Valorverse will be there with Laser Pants. Last night confirmed that Big Nerdy from Nerdzoic will be a Patreon there. He will not have a booth, but he'll be out and about. So yeah, a lot of good names are going to be coming. We're just looking forward to the show.
Well, Robo from the Foosh will also be there, and I don't know if Articulated Chad is still in here, but I believe him and his wife, Cobra Commander, will also be cosplaying there, which I think is super awesome.
Oh, an Articulated Ninja.
Commander, yes, indeed.
Commander, yes.
Respect the ma'am. Got to respect
the Commander.
She's cool.
And Articulated Ninja, we can't forget about him.
Articulated Ninja.
The fellow that does the AWOX podcast, I believe he'll be there as well.
Yes.
I can't think of his name now, but yes.
Cato.
Yes, Cato Reviews. Another great channel who does the AWOC podcast.
Yeah,
really awesome stuff.
Have a good time.
And Jim, what do we got to do to get a guy like you to Columbus, Ohio for PowerCon? I mean, look, we already explained to you what kind of party this is.
Indeed.
How can you sit at home August 11th through 13th?
Oh man, I would like to go, but plane tickets are at a premium, and I do live on a retirement income, and most of that goes to Valiverse. So it's priorities, man. The plastic takes priority.
Hello, dopers. Let's get this man a plane ticket.
Yeah. Let's
combine our funds. We gotta get Jim Largo back to the States.
If only we had super chats, we'd super chat Jim Largo a plane ticket to PowerCon. Hotel, you're on your own, but we can buy you a nice tent. It'll be fine.
Exactly. But you might even get
like a car. I'm good.
Yeah, it's a good time. It'll only be like 87. You're in Guatemala. I'm sure you're used to that. It's fine.
That would be cool compared to our typical.
Oh, then you're gonna be in the perfect weather.
Exactly.
Is that all for the chat, Aaron?
Yeah, we're good for the moment.
You got any follow-ups for Jim at the moment?
Not at the moment.
Cool. Well, I want to know, since we're talking about we can't come to PowerCon because we got to give Bobby all our money, what drew you into Action Force?
At first, it was the customizing potential. I think some of his prototypes were being, kind of going around the toy collector circuit. They were being shown off. I'm looking at that. I'm thinking, I'm an old school Adventure Team guy. These guys have really cool articulation. I could probably make a 1/12 scale Adventure Team with these guys. So that was my first thought. Then they started coming out. Then I started hearing, some interviews with Bobby. I'm like, I don't like this guy. He's no nonsense. He's telling it like it is. He's talking about the production. He's talking about how to develop this stuff. And I started, anywhere Valiverse or was mentioned or popped up, I started looking into it. I'm like, this is more than just a line for customizers. There's something to this. And so I went ahead and did the pre-order. I missed the Kickstarter. I didn't know about it at that time, so it was a bummer. But I did get the Series 1. I was able to pick that up, and then, of course, everything that came after. And then, of course, started reading the mission files, and I was hooked. So
that's awesome. It's nice to have a new IP out there when all the other toy companies. I keep hitting my beer bottle against my glass desk here. I apologize, guys. That's the second time. Party foul. We get He-Man, Thundercats, Silverhawks, another Wolverine, another Captain America, the same WWE wrestler over and over and over again. So it's really cool to get something new and fresh out there. And I think that's what I appreciate the most about it. I'm not a military guy. I don't know a lot about guns. So like when they're going through those weapon packs and like, oh yeah, this is like an AR something or other. And I'm like, I don't know who I'm supposed to pair this with or
just
what
remember
they do.
The skinny end, you point towards the enemy, and it's the little hard things that come out the barrel that hurt people. You're good to go.
But as far as an action figure goes, because when we got them, that was my first experience with them. We knew they were hot. We were interested in a newer company. And once I opened them, I was like, holy crap, these things are amazing from an action figure standpoint. Like the weapons, the amount of poses that you can do with them. It's just really good stuff. And I know he's just going to keep improving it, moving on. So, yeah.
You can definitely tell it's a labor of love because of the amount of attention to detail. The detail in the weapons, the detail in the head sculpts, the articulation. This is a guy who, he comes from two different worlds. He understands, the art world. He studied comic book drawing and anatomy and how to make that look really good. And he studied toys. He studied toy design and then got into the industry. So he took everything from his past that was applicable and then put it into this toy line and said, what they wouldn't let me do at the big corporate place, man, I'm blowing it out a whole new door now.
Yeah.
Real quick, Bill is heading out for the night. saying good night. Bill, thank you for stopping in. We appreciate you. One more time, make sure you guys are checking out We're Fantastic Toy Adventures.
Do that.
Subscribe. Let's push this man to the moon. He deserves it.
Freaking Bill's a great guy. Love the channel. And then, like I said, you got Bill and Largo together. Can't go wrong.
It's like
Doesn't matter what else.
Yeah, no. Peanut butter and jelly. That's it. Peanut butter and pizza, maybe, if you're into that. But I don't judge.
Interesting.
So we dabbled a little bit into your pre-recorded live streams and where that idea came from. How do you compare that to just a normal video? Because I personally, like, when I saw it, I was like, well, this is a bold approach. I think it's an interesting idea. It's not something I've seen a lot of. I like the premise. Is that something you want to keep doing? And based off of, we'll talk some nerdy YouTube analytics, do you think that does better for you than just pre-recording it and slapping it out there?
I think it's more fun. It's more engaging. It came out of necessity because of my internet not always being great. Those interwebs, they're pesky. But it was a happy accident that worked. Being able to interact with the chat as well as getting the content out there, I like the hybrid approach. We'll continue doing that, at least with the AF3. And maybe on some other things, we'll just kind of play that by ear. I am working on some new projects with Wilhelm that will be coming soon. When, I don't know yet. A lot of that is TBA because of his work schedule. He's got adulting to do. When he's not adulting, he's 3D printing. And when he's 3D printing, we're going to do a new show we're calling Wilhelm's Workshop. And that's going to be on his channel. Okay. And I'll be his co-host over there. So we're kind of building the pyramid. We're doing the Wilhelm Toy and Hobby. We're doing the Largo's Lair. And then we're doing the Weird Fantastic Toy. So we're kind of trying to do things on each of the three channels and keep that synergy going, to use a buzzword from.
Think you can give us a little behind the scenes sneaky peek about what Wilhelm's Workshop looks like? Like, what's it going to be about?
It's like Santa's Workshop, but with less beard and more cookies.
And elves.
Well, the elves in Florida, you really don't want to meet them. They're scary. No, the premise is beginning 3D printing. How do you get into it? Why do you want to get into it? And how do you use this to enhance your collecting of toys? So Will he's been 3D printing for a few years. And his reason for getting into it was, the cost of buying a decent printer has gone down considerably. And it's like, what can you do with this thing? So instead of starting some grandiose project that takes 200 hours to print, we're saying, okay, what can you do in a weekend? What can you do in a day? What are some smaller projects we could do that we can show other people, hey, here's the file. It's on Thingiverse, or it's here, or it's there. And some of them are free. Some of them it's a nominal fee. And you can print terrain pieces, or you can print little pieces to use for your dioramas or accessories for your figures. So the premise of the show is going to be quick, down and dirty prints that are not labor intensive, that you can print out, paint, do what you want to do, make your custom stuff, and enhance your toy collecting.
Awesome.
That's really cool.
I do agree, because at one point I was looking at different 3D printers just for the sake of looking at them. And I mean, the one that I have in my Amazon cart right now, I just got a notification 2 days ago, like, hey, this has dropped like $30. Like, oh, that's amazing. Yeah. I just wish that the t-shirt press that I want would drop in price.
And whether you're printing with resin or you're printing with the filaments, there's a lot of options, and different techniques will work for different kinds of things you want to print. But it seems like it's almost like a guarded secret. There's certain people who've been printing and they don't want to share, and it's not nice. You got to share your toys sometimes.
Exactly.
So Will's idea is, hey man, I want to figure out how to do this stuff. I want to figure out how to do it with the least amount of skull sweat, and then share with others how you could do the same thing and get good results without, breaking the bank or breaking your head. So that's what we're going to try to develop as a show.
Amazing. Well, can't wait for that to come out. Definitely will tune in for that.
It's providing value to the community, man. Like that's what helps the community, and that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's fun to do.
And two side notes. One, Wilhelm Toy and Hobby, our moderator, I did not give her a link for that one, but go into YouTube, look up Wilhelm Toy and Hobby. I found his MASH video. So he had the old school MASH action figures, which look amazing, by the way. Face sculpt technology back then shouldn't have been that good. Those are some good looking figures. But I had an awesome time watching him kind of show the collection of the MASH figures and talk about, like, one, why they don't exist and why nobody ever had them. But really cool stuff. Check out Wilhelm Toy and Hobby, and then also go to Largo's Lair and watch the AF3 where you can see more of Wilhelm.
Indeed.
But one thing I like about your premise for doing your premieres live is it's almost like you made a movie and then you're like, hey, friends, let's all go watch this together. And then you're all in the movie theater together just talking about it. And I think that is the coolest part about your live stream premise. And that's why I was really curious about it, because I think that's cool. Like, once people know, like, hey, we're not really live at this moment.
Right.
That is
I am trying to get better about putting a little scroll at the bottom saying this is a pre-recorded section, filmed in front of a live studio rooster. The rest of it, yeah, we're here.
But yeah, I think it's just a really cool premise. You bring in your squad and you have a good crowd too. Like, for a premiere video, you get a good crowd in there, and I don't know, it's very impressive for a brand new YouTube channel. So,
well, thanks. My philosophy is I don't really care about the subscriber numbers. I don't care about trying to get to a certain number or anything. It's like I want a core, solid group of guys that are having fun. You show up when we do something. You get in the comments and you get engaged, and that's where it is. If that's only 10 guys, it's 10 guys. If it's 100, cool. But whatever the number is, it's the quality over the quantity.
Absolutely,
we got a quality community.
Yeah, I agree with. I think that's what we need more of, especially with all the toxicity going around. That's why we enjoy people like you, because you're in these live streams and you're not throwing shade at anybody. You're just saying, hey, I like this. This is cool. Or you're making a funny little Largo joke at something, Fucking love that shit.
I try not to be offensive. I'm certainly not a what's the politically correct way to call it. I'm not too sensitive, but I try not to step on anybody's toes if I can. I don't want to yuck anybody's yum. I hate saying that, but it's a good way to put it. It's like, do what you're going to do, man. Enjoy what you enjoy when it comes to collecting, but don't be a drama mama. Don't bring your drama to my house, because I'm going to kick you to the curb.
yes.
I have dogs. They will bite.
So now that you're doing a live stream Friday, a live stream Saturday, a live stream Sunday, and then when you release a new AF3, you're doing a live stream in the middle of the week. Are there any plans for Largo's Lair to do their own regular live stream show?
Maybe. I do have an idea, but it's going to be probably later in the year. I want to get some other things off the ground first. Let's get Beasties and Baddies going. I've already got a couple of people signed up to be guests, and I'm doing some recording for those to have future episodes. AF3 is still going strong. We got to finish up Series 1. We got to do Valicon, and then jump into Series 2 and the book. We're going to do a book review of Bill Nedrow's excellent novel, Broken Alliances. After that, I have a couple other side projects. One might be doing just a stream with me being solo, monologuing, sounding strange and mysterious. I don't know. So I do have a cool idea. I've kind of put a teaser out there. It's called Unheimlich, which is just a fancy German way of saying the uncanny, the strange, and the ordinary. So it's a fun concept. It's something that as I was perusing some things, I found it was a small lecture, a small book that Sigmund Freud had written. And he talked about mostly, like waxworks and dolls and how there's an eeriness to that uncanny valley like you see in CGI where it's like, it's not quite, it's not human enough. It's kind of weird. Your brain says, no, I ain't buying that. But it extends beyond that into many other things. So I'm going to explore that. Whether I do that as a live or I do that as pre-recorded bits, I'm still playing with it. So we'll see where that goes.
Aaron, you have any follow-up?
No, I'm good.
All right, cool. Well, that chat looks like it is about to explode again.
Dude, the chat cannot be contained today.
Largo brings the pain.
Good grief.
First comment from my brother. He says, we take care of the plane ticket, Jim. He's got you on the hotel.
Nice.
He manages hotels, so he's good for it. So let's get this man to Ohio to get to PowerCon. Okay.
If I'm going
let's get this done.
I'm going all the way to Ohio, I got to see the Mud Hens play because Toledo Mud Hens, man, that's where it's at.
We'll do it. Who we got? Sergeant Slaughter, Slaughterhouse. Welcome. Good to see you in the chat. He says, "Howdy, legends. Howdy to you, my friend." Gojitron, how you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. We seen you in there earlier. Just, you know how the format goes. We'll get to you. This is it. I'll send Rodan to pick him up and fly him over.
Yes,
Rodan gets pretty busy with Godzilla, man.
Oh yeah, he'll be one of my special guests tomorrow on the Beasties and Baddies, along with Grindhead. We're going to be talking about the kaiju.
Cannot wait.
Gonna get our kaiju on.
And then Wilhelm once again, enhance and improve your collection. If I can do it, anyone can, and we're going to show you how. I cannot wait. Like I said, I've been looking at a couple because I've got some ideas up here, and I want to be able to create it. And if that's the way to do it, I'm going to watch to learn how. So I particularly appreciate this particular part of the adventure that we're going to go on. Axion Figs, that 3D printing show sounds awesome, Jim. So it looks like you already got some people ready for that show to come out. So as soon as it's ready, you let us know. We'll be there.
Yeah, right now it's all determined on when Will can get some time off of work to finish putting the workshop together because he's been working a lot of extra shifts.
Will, just do some PTO, man.
Yeah, Will,
it's coming.
Stop doing that, man. Works for chumps. Go have fun.
Yeah,
bang on your drums all day.
Yeah, 3D print stuff.
Yeah.
Bjorn, yes. I'm always there. Yes, we see you everywhere. We appreciate you, everything you do for the community and all of us little small guys who try to make it big, but we like to stay small also. Wilhelm says thanks, Ted. He appreciates the love. Also, Wilhelm, I love to see new people in the chat every episode so far. Everyone has been dope.
Yeah, you guys
not
are
just
great
dope,
guests.
Hella dope. Wilhelm also goes, you should also hear what this guy calls me off air.
Yeah.
You should hear what I call that guy off air.
Exactly. I don't always speak Yiddish, but when I do, it's usually directed at Will.
He says, just kidding. Jim's the best.
Because he doesn't want to get cursed out again. That was his call for help.
Oh
man.
Will, we got you, man. Don't worry.
We got you. We're gonna fly Jim to Ohio and put him in a hotel.
Quote unquote.
It'll have good room service.
Yeah. Is that it for the chat?
Yeah, we're good.
Cool, man. All right, so since we're talking again about all these live streams, you're doing this, you're doing that, you're creating this. You got Wilhelm, you got Bill, you got good old Jim Largo to think about as well. You got to go on hikes. You got Eduardo next door. How do you manage your time?
Micro naps. Seriously, I don't sleep much. I usually deal with bouts of insomnia. I had the curse and blessing of being able to retire early because here the cost of living is super low, taxes are low. It's one of the reasons I decided to stick around, and it gave me a lot of free time. And like the Stick song, I had too much time on my hands, and exactly.
Good talk.
Doing this kind of stuff gives me, kind of purpose again, gives me a schedule, kind of a rhythm. And so, yeah, I might overextend a little bit now and then, but I'm still having fun doing it. When it stops being fun, I'll back off a little.
Well, it seems like a lot because, Aaron and I do this show, and sometimes, well, we love this show, and now it's part of the routine, and it's fine. When we got that ball rolling, it was hard to get that ball rolling.
Oh yeah.
And now we're like, well, crap, we have to make other stuff. And when we started our YouTube adventure, I flat out told Aaron, I was like, look, you want a YouTube video? That takes me a whole day. Like, that's a whole day gone because I'm not the type of person that, well, I'll do this on this day and then do this on that day. Like, it's not, I can't do it. So that's where we struggle with that and time management. But I don't know. I think it's interesting to see other people where you can do all these live streams and you can still create content with other creators and then still find time to edit it and make it look actually pretty damn decent, sir. You have again, production quality on your videos, top notch. So
Thanks. A lot of it is trial and error, but I'm learning as I go, as a lot of us do. The live chats are the easier part because it's not as much prep work. There's no video editing involved. A lot of it's just gun and go, and hopefully you don't make any major faux pas while you're live, but just kind of roll with it and have a sense of humor about everything, including the crappy internet and the rooster next door, and just don't take it too seriously.
I mean, you're right. But I say at this point, having a rooster next door, I mean, that is the shtick that keeps it going. Like I'm actually impressed. I have not heard him go off recently.
He's actually been quiet tonight, so
he snubbed us.
I think he's getting busy with the hens, but it's just speculation on my part.
All right, respect Eduardo.
Man,
okay,
Eduardo laying that seed down.
That's right. Job security.
So, what are your personal goals for your channel for the remainder of the year?
Well, I have a few ideas I'd like to expand on. We want to finish up the AF3, hopefully within the year, because we want to get through all of Series 1, Series 2, Series 3, and be caught up to current day so that as new figures are coming out, we're right there with it. That's the challenge. Being able to only do it every other week because of scheduling, his job, and everything else going on, it is a challenge, but it's the one I think we can meet by year's end. Beyond that, the beasties and baddies, we're going to continue to experiment with that, see where that goes. There's a lot of villains out there. So lining up some good guests. There's a few people I want to be able to do some recording and interviewing with. Hopefully schedules will come together. We're working on that. Scheduling is well, you guys know. That's always a challenge, getting everybody together.
It's the worst, especially when they're on the 3POA and a valid fare flips their whole schedule, and still love them.
Indeed.
They're going to be here. We're going to get them here, but oh boy.
They're the hardest working men in toys these days. I don't think Val sleeps much. He's just constantly brewing up new stuff.
Honestly, I don't even know if Laser Pants sleeps, because I mean, like this man's like on almost every other stream now. Like I'm flipping through this, like trying to find stuff for the store to like kind of improve the business, and I'm like, Ryan's live on another channel. I guess I'll pop this on here and kind of watch it while I'm doing this over here.
Ryan has hella dope skill when it comes to moderating.
Yes.
How he keeps up with the chat, keeping up with Tony and Bobby and everything else and guests. It's impressive. He's got it down to a science somehow.
It's a talent that not a lot of people possess, and I'm glad he does it well.
Yeah, we don't have that talent yet.
No.
Maybe a few more shows. A few more shows, we'll figure it out. But
We'll say that again in a few more shows.
But yeah, we have nothing but respect for the 3POA podcast, and we look forward to one, getting Bobby on here. We understand he is busy, and then also getting Tony on here. We also understand that he is busy, but we promise those guests we're going to deliver them one way or another.
That's right.
Maybe come to Australia, Tony.
I mean, I'm down for a vacay.
Well, we got to get Largo to Columbus first.
Oh,
Okay. We get Largo to Columbus, then we'll figure out how we get us to Australia, which will probably be like, well, let's put ourselves in a box and say we're action figures.
Yeah,
there you
exactly.
go.
We're life
Getting to
size
Australia
dolls.
is easy. It's getting back that's the trouble.
No, we
It's
were
a
going to
long
ride
swim.
kangaroos back.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm a little kangaroo.
Never
I'm
ending
from
story with
Orlando.
kangaroos. All right, Aaron, is there anything going on in the chat before we
Just
close out?
some small banter. Ted, once again, I'm sorry, my computer is running super slow right now. We got one hell of a community. We always show up for each other, and we appreciate all of you guys for coming through. Like I said, we see all of you in different chats, and we love it. So we try to hop in when we can. You know, we still have the regular 9-to-5 jobs, so between that, this business, family, you know, we always make sure that we are at least in some chats at some point, letting you know that we are there to support.
I don't know what it is about this Ted guy, but I really like him. I don't know why. But that's my kind of people right there. Anyway, carry on. Sorry to interrupt.
That's it. Mainly just the chat mailing to each other. But you know, we got my brother likes to let us know that the last shout out to myself. My birthday is on Tuesday. I'm enjoying my last few days in the 30s. I cross over into the 40s on Tuesday, so I'm enjoying it while I can.
It's not
Even
that
though I
bad.
look like I'm 60.
Once you hit 50, just stop having birthdays. I quit.
Well, see, that was the plan for the day. Like, you know, Miss Blacknight upstairs, she's like, well, we're going to go out for dinner. Where do you want to go? I'm like, I really didn't plan on doing anything, honestly. Just at home. Today's my day off. I was going to just, you know, sit. But we went out, had a nice little Applebee's dinner, and, you know,
Cool.
the wait staff sang me a great birthday song.
Going down to Applebee's on date night.
I hate you.
Oh, and you know, hey, happy birthday to your brother as well. Your brother has
tomorrow.
birthday.
Tomorrow is my brother's birthday. March is a blessed month for my family. You know, my sister was her birthday was the first, so my mom's gift every 9 months was a child. So you know, March is just a nice month for us. hey, Wilhelm, I'm not even. You know what? I am going to show it because. Anyway. Look here, buddy. Okay, look here. No.
Well, we'll see you at PowerCon.
Yes, that's right. If you're at PowerCon,
That's right.
right here.
Will is from Florida. He could be his own grandpa. It's possible. I haven't looked at that family tree too close.
Interesting turn of events. This is what Wilhelm was talking about earlier.
I bet, yeah.
I
can see it now.
To me.
The
His own grandpa.
having birthdays after 18. Honestly, I think I stopped having like real like birthdays after like 25.
Yeah.
That was just kind of like the last hurrah before like retirement kicked in of birthdays. But you know, I have a son. He's 8. He likes birthdays, so you know we do it for the sake of the boy. So.
I see. They're talking about Grandpa Jorgensen. Bjorn's grandpa makes special cameo appearances sometimes on our shows and Patreons. So
Gotcha. Okay. I totally missed the message above that, so that makes sense.
That does make sense.
But I'm still not convinced he's not his own grandpa. I'm
No, Wilhelm just came in here and he was like, "You old ass motherfucker."
Like, I'm looking forward to the day now, like when I can like not work. I can sit on my front porch with like my beer and like in my chair And as the neighbor kids go running around like, get off my damn lawn, you little whippersnappers. That's the guy I want to be.
Well, are we out of chats?
Just a couple banters, some happy birthday shout outs. Adam bringing up the old PJJ jam that we used to have.
Okay, well, all right, look, since he brought it up, because nobody's going to be like, what's a PJJ? I'm going to explain it, okay? I'm going to explain it, all right? I'm going to explain it.
I'm going to drink this here.
Okay, the PJJ is the Pajama Jammy Jam, okay? And that was the party that we instituted in our youth for Aaron's birthday, his brother Adam's birthday, and our other friend Joy's birthday, who might be watching on Facebook right now and randomly pop in and comment about my hints. So we started Pajama Jammy Jam because I don't like getting dressed up for shit. So I manipulated my friends into being like, hey guys, what if we just wear our fucking pajamas and just have a party? And they were like, oh bro, that's such a good idea. And then we did that for years and years and years and years.
Some good
so Pajama Jammy
Did you
Jam.
have like the kid in play haircut to go with the pajama jam?
No, this hair don't go that way, buddy.
I used to have a lot more hair, and it did used to kind of. No, it's not there anymore.
It's like, hey, better gray than gone. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm working on the sides here. They're like once it starts to go any further back, it's gone.
Yeah, you look beautiful, Aaron. You're fine.
I know.
But that's what a PJJ is. It's not a sexual thing. Internet.
We just skip old. We go right to vintage. We're vintage now.
And then your price, your value goes up.
That's it.
Yeah, you're like, well, I'm not mint, but hey, where's
my box at? I gotta go back in there.
All
right. Well, Jim Largo, do you have anything you would like to promote tonight?
Peace, love, and comfortable chairs. Comfortable chairs, especially. Everybody needs a comfortable chair.
Ain't that the truth? This chair ain't comfortable.
Not the answer I was expecting.
Like I said, BCs and Baddies will premiere tomorrow. We're always around on the weekends on WIFTA, and just keep watching Wilhelm Toy and Hobby for Wilhelm's Workshop coming soon. That's about it.
Aaron, I know you have something to promote.
You always got something. So once again, always make sure you're smashing that like button, subscribe to the channel, leave a comment. You never know what kind of mood I'm in. I might respond, depending on what you put.
Or even, and here's something kind of crazy. Go to helladopetoys. Grab yourself something for the collection. Put something on the shelf and say, Helladope's Toys brought that to my collection.
I heard we got some G.I. Joes.
Indeed.
And some action force.
Yo, Jim Largo just got himself clipped all week, man. Move over, Sonny.
I'm pretty sure every guest we have has to shoot a commercial for us.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Well, in all honesty, when I look at my collection, I am especially enamored with pieces that come from friends or that come from people. So when I look at my Headless Horseman, when I look at my King of Lob, I'm thinking hella dope. It's like, man, comes from a cool place.
Well,
I love the backstory.
Speaking of things that are hella dope, we got some confirmation news that we would like to announce to the people of the world. We've spoken with the man, Jason of Spiro Studios. The bill has been paid. Wave 1 of Animal Warriors of the Kingdom will be hopefully in our possession this week. So if you had not got those pre-orders in, get them in. This is your chance. Lock them in. We will be shipping them out as soon as they arrive. Wave 1 of AWOC. Hopefully we get them before Big Bad, so then I can say, haha, Big Bad, look at me. I got this. That's just a personal like for me, because that's what I do.
And rumor has it, Helladope is pretty good about getting things put into boxes and shipped out in a pretty expedient manner.
Yeah, everything goes through the shake test. If you shake it and you hear it move, It ain't good. I'm not throwing names under the bus about who does that, but he
Or I packed it after a live stream. One of the two.
exactly. Like, oh,
No, I'm kidding,
guys.
guys.
Right now.
Mrs. DarkClaw packs 99% of everything. I'm not allowed to touch most stuff anymore.
Pretty much. But yeah, keep an eye out. Said AWOC is on the way. We'll have those soon. GI Joe Classifieds, they are up for pre-order. Those are some amazing figures. I cannot wait for those to come in. GI Joe right there. Get those nice minty fresh. Also today we have what? Today is the 12th.
Yes.
So we have 19 days left for the pre-order of the Mythic Legion retail wave. Get those orders in so we know how much to get.
Yeah, because we're not going to get a lot. Some guy on Facebook is like, well, I'll just buy them when you have them in stock. We're not going to, dude. We're not going to have them in stock. Yeah. It's just not a thing.
So
like,
get those pre-orders in, lock them up. And then if you have not heard the word, zombie boglins is the word.
Glow in the dark.
June. They should be we should have them in possession right in time for the good old Halloween. So six different boglins coming out, glow in the dark all the way around. Shut up, dude.
Right in time for Halloween. Well, look, it's gonna be really sunny out.
Will it be in time for Halloween? Will you have it before Halloween?
No way. I mean, we will have it before Halloween.
Will you have it?
Look, they're gonna glow. They're gonna glow really well.
Yes, that's right.
They're gonna glow really well in the summer sun.
Shut up. I'm canceling this show now. Anyway, but yes, make sure you stay tuned for all those good things. Follow us on all the social medias, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, which we're trying to grow right now. Instagram, Facebook. Yeah. Mr. DarkClaw, what do you have?
So many things. One, if you're still here and watching, I appreciate you. If you could just minimize that chat real quick and then push that like button, that is actually helpful to us. We didn't think it was, but time and science have told us it actually is. Yes. And if you don't want to come by to buy a Alf from helladopetoys.com, at least give us a like. That's free, and it just takes you a millisecond, bro. A millisecond. That's right. I've been getting drunk all night for y'all.
That's right. 9 out of 10 algorithms agree. Pushing the like is good.
Likes, dislikes, comments. YouTube sees it all the same.
Yeah. And I really want to promote this show for Sunday. I know you mentioned it, but we are going to our first toy show. Helladopetoys will be at the Columbus Toy and Games show for the first time ever, selling Alfs. We're very, very excited. We understand a lot of you in here, from around the world, and that's cool. But we're going to be promoting that a lot this week. If you guys want to share that, that would also be awesome.
Yes.
And, Hellodope Toys on Instagram. That's where Aaron and I lurk. Also on the Twitter, also on the TikTok. And lastly, I want to give a shout out to our guest, Jim Largo. So I don't remember what show it is. I didn't have enough time to go back and research it. I don't know if it was 1. I don't know if it was 3. I don't know if it was 5. But Aaron and I were getting used to just talking to nobody. That amount of people in the chat would say 1 or 3, and that was us. And somewhere, one of them was 0 the whole time. And one day, this fella just popped in towards the end of our stream and just started, chatting at us. I think he found us from the 3POA or something and just carried on a conversation. And it was like the highlight of our month because we had been doing this show and, talking to nobody. And it sucks. Oh, yeah. And, now we're talking to somebody's because all the people here are freaking awesome and we appreciate you taking your time. But Jim Largo was the first guy to come in and really stick around. So, yes. Jim, we're happy we got to do this. We really appreciate having you here. We're super excited for your YouTube channel. We are going to support Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures forever. We're going to support your channel until you decide you don't want to do it anymore. Or you kill Eduardo and you lost the gimmick. You still have the hat, though. It's fine.
Still have the hat.
But like I said, it's weird to me that a guy that was in our live chat when we had nobody is now a guest on our show, and just all these people were here tonight. And I think that's really cool, and we appreciate that. And
But is it weird and fantastic? Because that's what we're going for.
It's more than weird and fantastic. Whatever that next level is, that's what it is.
As long as you're having fun, that's what it's all about.
Miss Simi Skies said it best. Jim Largo is the real one for real, and we thank you. She did post all of the links for Largo's Lair, Weird Fantastic Toy Adventures in the chat. Hey, Random Stuff Garage, we see you there. Welcome. Just dropping in to say hey before I get the kids to bed. Mine is at their grandmother's house, so I don't have to worry about that one today. And then, we got some new faces in here, man. Ratface 44 reviews.
He does some really good Valaverse reviews. Check him out.
Wonderful, man. All these people just coming in with the love and support, man.
Popping in at the end there. But Jim, any final words before we go into the abyss?
No, just fun hanging with you guys. Always have a good time. It's a nice way to round out a Sunday. Appreciate you guys putting the show on.
But it's not over yet.
Indeed.
In about 30 minutes from right now, the Sunny channel is going live. So make sure you swing over there, check him out, support the Sunny channel. Great guy.
Yes.
That's it. Grab your Crocs, grab your copy of Idiocracy, and head on over.
Make sure when you buy the Crocs, let them know that we told you to go buy Crocs. We don't get paid for that yet.
Yeah.
And Aaron and I are going to be hanging out in the chat because our sleep schedule's all jacked up now. Or we're going to pass out 5 minutes in. Who knows? Come and find out. Hang out with Sonny.
Exactly. Well, once again, thank you. Mr. DarkClaw, we're not no show next week or show next week?
Oh, fuck. I forgot about that. God damn it.
All right. I think it's just me and you then, right?
Okay. No, okay. Look, the toy show is next week. So if we are doing a stream, is currently up in the air because we do not know how we're going to feel after a 10-hour workday of selling elves from helladopetoys.com. So I think we're going to play it by ear. We will get out about 5 p.m. And if we chilling and we're high on life, we are probably going to just come and do an impromptu live. If not, we're not going to be here, but we will be back on the 26th.
Yes.
With maybe a guest, maybe no guest. I guess that depends on when some boxes land on our porch.
That's correct.
That is correct. Okay.
We're expecting a lot of boxes.
A lot of boxes from somebody. Oh boy, we got to stop drinking while we do this, sir.
Yeah, probably.
All right. All right. We love you all. We might be back next week. We might not, but plan for us to be here and then be sadly disappointed. That's why we like it.
Exactly. Stay tuned. Like I said, hey, 200 subscribers. Hella dope mug giveaway. So something to look forward to. We've got it in the making. So you help us get there. Let's get this giveaway going. We will see you hopefully maybe next week. We might even go live from the show. You never know. So keep the socials on, keep the notification bell ringing because you never know when we go live. I am Black Knight. That guy over there is Ted DarkClaw. Right under there is Mr. Jim Largo. Thank you guys, and we'll see you later because this show is hella dope.